I went about 2 weeks ago. Yes, please.
Thank you, Prabhu. Last week we discussed about Pancharatrika Vidhi and Bhagavad Vidhi. We had a good discussion about it.
Okay. Right. Thank you. It's a little deeper than this, but all of you should know about this, That is the point here. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Any points which you remember on this at all?
Yes, Prabhu. We had different discussions. Uh, like we studied that both are bona fide, but they are not the same. Pancharatrika Vidhi and Bhagavad Gita, they are not same, but they are both bona fide ways. And we studied like in Pancharatrika there is law and reverence, but in Bhagavad Gita it is transcendental loving service for Krishna. And like one question was asked by Krishna Prabhuji that was Pancharatrika performed 5,000 years ago when Krishna was there. And Bhagavad Vidhi exclusively talks about love of Godhead, and Pancharatrika is for the deity worship. Some of the points.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Because remember, there's always a teaching issue here in different sampradaya about this. So I want you to be aware about these points. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Um, it is very important and very significant that uh, as devotees we should understand that loving Krishna is both very simple also and it is very complicated too. It is simple because it's very simple. It's our natural inclination. It's our natural tendency to love Krishna. It is difficult because of our association with matter for since time immemorial that we are finding it hard to live that association. Although we know and we remember that this points that we have, this body is temporary and we have lived many, many lives before also. But at the same time, we are still struggling in this life with our attachments to our own people. It is never easy. Nobody says it is going to be easy. But as devotees, we must remember this as our aim. We must understand this struggle. We should just have this one struggle of remembrance of Krishna. If you have any other struggle, then we are going to be very diluted. Our focus will be diluted. Somehow or other, whatever way happens, whichever way life takes us, we do not know. Our past karmas are such that we do not know how it works. As Maharaj would say that things right now things are going on nicely. The show is going on. Tomorrow it may change. So we should be prepared for this. And whatever opportunity we are getting, those opportunities we must make the most of. That's it. In our remembrance of Krishna. Should solidify our remembrance of Krishna. Yeah? And be in bliss, complete bliss. And share this bliss with others. People will demand respect. You don't demand respect from anybody. We are very simple people. We don't demand respect. We don't expect anything from anyone. As followers of Srila Prabhupada's teachings, the mode of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, we are getting trained to mind our own business. We are not interested in other person's business. These are very simple things to hear, very difficult to implement. So, best of the things we have to work within us rather than to change the world. So we should be very busy within us to change our own self. This one busyness we must have. Try to be very busy with our own self, please. Otherwise, Krishna's words will not penetrate over to our heart. Okay, we would like to hear. I would like to. Who would like to read now? Anybody volunteer for reading, please? So Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, we've got few people raising their hands. Sorry, who's this? Can you please speak up?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I would like to read it.
Okay, yeah, please read. Thank you.
Human life is meant for understanding our situation, and we should take instructions from Bhagavad Gita. Arjun is personally teaching us by accepting Krishna as his guru. He asks Krishna to become his spiritual master and teach him. The lessons given by Sri Krishna are not simply meant for Arjun, but for everyone. Krishna tells us in Bhagavad Gita that we should search out a guru. The first guru is Sri Krishna himself, and whoever represents Sri Krishna is also a guru. If I am a businessman and someone goes to canvas for my business and take orders for me, he is my representative. He is simply If he simply says that he is my representative and yet takes some orders but uses the money for something else, he is not really my representative. Krishna's representative does
Because
not
you cannot
say,
be a cheater and then be a guru too. So that's why preaching is very important to be very focused. Yeah. Do not use cheating should not be there at all. Please continue.
Krishna's representative does not say, I have become Krishna. Such a person is neither a representative nor a guru. He is simply a cheater. Krishna's representative is one who canvasses for Krishna. Krishna says, give up everything and surrender unto me. Krishna's representative says, give up everything and simply surrender unto Krishna. This is certainly not very difficult to understand. Anyone can become Krishna's representative. Nonetheless, for the past 200 years, many yogis and swamis have gone to foreign countries, but no one has spoken about Krishna. They have simply presented a hodgepodge of Indian policy, philosophy. No one has actually presented Vedic culture as it is. We should read Bhagavad Gita as it is and understand the philosophy as Arjuna understood it. Arjuna was a friend of Krishna. He was sitting with Krishna and speaking to him as a friend speaks to a friend. In the 11th chapter, after having seen the universal form, Arjuna tells Krishna, I have in the past addressed you as O Krishna, O Yadav, O my friend, without knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. Arjuna understood that although Krishna was his friend, he was the supreme personality of Godhead, and therefore the proper person to be his guru. He therefore told Krishna at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 7, Sisyaste ham sadi mam tom prapannam. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. These are the instructions we get from Bhagavad Gita. And whoever reads Bhagavad Gita has to accept Krishna as the Guru. We have to render service to a Guru and surrender ourselves. It is not that one should accept just any person as a guru. The guru must be representative of Krishna. Then one can surrender oneself. Surrender means that one will accept whatever the guru says. It is not that one thinks, I do not care for my guru's order. Still, I am a disciple. That is not actually accepting a guru. Of course, it has become a fashion to accept a guru in this way, but this will not help anyone. As soon as became Arjuna's guru, Krishna immediately chastised him. Sri Krishna told him, Asochem Asochayanandasocastvam Rajnavadamscha bhasase Gatasum Agatasumscha Nanusochanti Panditaha. While speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for living nor the dead. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 11. In this way, Krishna essentially told Arjuna that he was fool number one for lamenting for those things for which one should not lament. Arjuna was lamenting for the body, thinking that it was horrible that his relatives would be killed in war. This was not the proper subject matter for him to be contemplating. The real subject matter for a wise man to contemplate is the salvation of the soul. Therefore, Sri Krishna first explained the distinction between the body and the soul. This Krishna consciousness movement is also concerned with the soul, and therefore we have used the word consciousness because consciousness belongs to the soul. Consciousness is the symptom of the soul's presence. Because the soul is in the body feels pleasure and pain. When the soul leaves the body can be hacked to pieces, and yet it will not protest. This is this is because the consciousness is gone. We feel pleasure and pain because consciousness is present. And Krishna advises us that it is this consciousness that is eternal, not the body. We have to purify our consciousness in order to understand that consciousness is eternal. If we can do this, our lives will be successful. At the time of death, our consciousness carries us into another body. There are the mind, the intelligence, and the ego, which constitute the subtle body. And there is also the spirit soul, which is even more subtle. We know that we possess a mind, although we cannot see it, nor we can see the intelligence, the ego, or the soul. We can only see the gross material body. And when this gross material body ends, we say that everything is finished. In order to understand this thing, we have to approach a guru, just as Arjuna approached Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna told Arjuna in very gentlemanly language that he was not a learned man. In a sense, he said, you are not a pandita. Just try to understand that the real life is the life of the soul. Vedic education means taking care of the soul. Presently, the soul is engaged, embodied, entangled in material affairs. The soul is suffering, and it is to our benefit to rescue him from these material clutches. This is the real education. To receive this education, one has to approach a proper guru. The guru is there, Krishna. The guru is also there as Kapila, the incarnation of Krishna. Krishna informs us that he is the owner of the body, and he has explained this in many different ways. He has stated that the soul can never be cut to pieces, burned by fire, moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. Matter interacts with matter. but the soul does not belong to the material world. This means that the soul is above material action and reaction. In the material world, even iron and stone can be melted, but the laws of material nature do not apply to the spirit soul. To understand this subject, we should be careful to approach Krishna's representative. We should not approach a bogus guru who is like a blind man trying to lead other blind men. We must go to one who has open eyes, to one who has seen the absolute truth. The absolute truth is there, just as the sun is there for everyone to see. The sun does not hide, but a person can try to hide from the sun by closing his door. One must open the door in order to see the sun. Similarly, Krishna is there, God is there, and we have to come to Krishna and take lessons of Bhagavad Gita to learn who and what God is. Rascals will not do this, but will simply manufacture some philosophy or other. There is actually no difficulty because Krishna's instructions are there, and Krishna himself is there. Krishna is so kind that he says, all right, if you cannot understand me in this way, just see me in water. Come on, if you do not understand me in that way, just see me in the sunshine. Is this very difficult? There is nothing difficult about it. We are very obstinate. Maya is also very strong. And as soon as we try to accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord, Maya will whisper in our ear, no, no, there are many gods. Why are you accepting Krishna? However, the Shastra says, Krishna's to Bhagwan Swayam, Ishvaraha Parama Krishna, Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, verse 1. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We should take our lessons from the Acharyas and the Shastras. At least in India, there are many great Acharyas, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vishnu Swami, and even Shankaracharya and Guru Nanak. All of these have accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why then we should reject him? We should, why we should accept a competitor? We should not simply engage in mental speculation, but should accept Krishna in full consciousness and be happy. This is made possible by the help of the Guru. Therefore, Devahuti is further questioning her son Kapildev.
The just Krishnas go up now. A bit more, a little bit more there. Yeah, okay. Let's go to the next text then. Thank you.
Yo yo go bhagavat gano nirvat nama natmas svayoditaha kidrisha pratichang changani yatastatva bodhanam. Translation: the mystic yoga system, as you have explained, aims at the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is meant for completely ending material existence. Please let me know the nature of that yoga system. How many ways are there by which one can understand in truth that sublime yoga? There are different kinds of mystic yoga systems aiming for different phases of the absolute truth. The
So
Gyan
can we
Yoga.
have somebody else to speak now? Prabhu, thank you very much, Deepak Prabhu, for a nice reading. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
had a
Prabhu.
nice share. Thank you very much. Who was the other? Somebody else also had raised the one, please. to read. Was it Om Prabhu? Who was there? Who said it? I can't see. I don't know. Okay, right now, who? Prabhu, you had said raise a hand. You can read, Prabhuji. No problem.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deepak, for this. There are different kinds of mystic yoga systems aiming for different phases of the absolute truth. The Gyan Yoga system aims at the impersonal Brahman effulgence, and the Hatha Yoga system aims at the localized personal aspect, the Paramatma feature of the absolute truth. Whereas Bhakti Yoga or devotional service, which is executed in 9 different ways, headed by hearing and chanting, aims at complete realization of the Supreme Lord. There are different methods of self-realization, but here devotee especially refers to the Bhakti Yoga system, which has already been primarily explained by the Lord. The different processes of Bhakti Yoga system are hearing, chanting, remembering, offering prayers, worshipping the Lord in the temple, accepting service to Him, carrying out His orders, making friends with Him, and ultimately surrendering everything for His service. Prabhuji, I had one question in the last paragraph.
Please, please.
Prabhuji, can you scroll up one? Yes, so here Prabhupada is saying that Bhakti Yoga devotional service, which is executed in 9 different ways, headed by hearing and chanting. Like Prabhupada is saying that Bhakti Yoga is executed in the 9 processes of Bhakti. We discussed this in the intermediate class as well. So here it is like we are discussing philosophy here, and Prabhupada, like my question is, Archanam also comes in the 9 processes. So is it in Pancharatrika or Bhagavad Vidhi? Because here Prabhupada is telling about loving Krishna and hearing about him. And so I just had a question that Archanam deity worship comes under uh,
Nearly
Pancha.
Pancharatriki. In the temple, if you do, it's Pancharatriki. But Bhagavad Gita also there is you can do deity worship. It's not that it's not barred. Yeah. But Pancharatriki is only Archanam, nothing else. Doesn't have hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, studying Bhagavatam, all these things are not there. You understand? But in Kali Yuga, you cannot do without it. You cannot just do deity worship and not do chanting, not do Sankirtan. According to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You understand this?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So you have to do this. It has to be. The other process has to come through. At least Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam should be there. Hearing, chanting, remembering Krishna. Okay?
So the things that we do in our daily, like offering bhoga and everything, that also comes in Archanam
Archana.
part.
Yes, yes. So we're already doing things.
Can I continue, please?
Yes, yes. Is the question satisfied the answer?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Please continue.
I think Suchi Mataji had one question.
Hare Krishna, Sushi Mataji has raised her hand as well.
Yeah, please ask her a question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the class. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Krishna Sarvapna Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question is then, like, I was also thinking about this question of Pradyum Prabhu. So then, Prabhuji, the way we offer bhoga to Krishna and then we do Archanam also, so that comes in Bhagavad Vidhi or Pancharatrika Vidhi? Prabhuji, you're on mute, Prabhuji, sorry.
Anything to do with exclusive deity worship rules and regulations. All rules and regulations come in Pancharatrika. So offering all this is part of Pancharatra activity. But that doesn't mean you cannot do it. You can do it. So we are doing things. But Pancharatra activity only in carrying that only in Kali Yuga is not possible to do exclusively that. You have to involve Bhagavad Vidya in it. Like chanting, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam has to be there. Because the age is such, as we discussed in the previous class, that our technology itself is, we cannot control our senses in the first place. Yeah. And we are creating more disturbances by more disturbance to the senses. By technology and all this. And more are coming. Attention span has dropped more. Yeah. And if you remember previous class, we discussed, I was given a discussion, I was talking about that mouse experiment, Universe 25. Anyone remembers that? Problem of plenty, So all this is happening. So where are you going to sit down and meditate and purify yourself as good as God, So you have to, Krishna came and simplified everything. Just chant Hare Krishna. Chant purely. In that people cannot be able to chant. Today at least we are chanting somewhere here, there with this focusness. Time is going to come and we can't chant that also properly. In the future, But next 10,000 years is a golden period. It is already begun or is about to begin now. Where Sankirtan Yagna is going to be more prominent. Yeah. So Archanam, Pancharatrika Vidhi by itself, you will have to use Bhagavad Vidya, Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smarana. Yeah. And Bhagavad Vidhi, worshipping deity is nothing wrong. We are doing it already. Offering cooking for Krishna, offering bhoga to Krishna is fine. Yeah. So you cannot say, no, I'm not going to do deity worship. No, that's not. We are doing it. We are doing this. People who say, I'm doing deity worship, I will not do this. No, it's not possible. You cannot. But you can get away with other thing, Archanam. But you can't get away with without chanting and Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. You can't get away with it. You cannot get away with it on the 9% of bhakti. This is very important to understand. Is that okay?
Yes.
You cannot say, I'm not going to chant. I cannot do the kirtan. I cannot do this. No, that's not fair. You not help yourself. It's the most simplest process. Right?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Anyone else has any questions before we continue? Already two of you have some questions. I'm just checking if anybody else has any questions. If you have, do not raise your hand. I can't see you, so just speak up. I'll wait for 10 seconds. Okay. Can you please start reading Padma? Thank you.
Yes, please. Can you slow down, please? The word Nirvanatman is very significant in this verse. Unless one accepts the process of devotional service, one cannot end the continuation of material existence. As far as Gyanis are concerned, they are interested in Jnana Yoga. But even if one elevates oneself after a great performance of austerity to the Brahman effulgence, there is a chance of falling down again to the material world. Therefore, Jnana Yoga does not actually end material existence. Similarly, regarding the Hatha Yoga system, which aims at the localized aspect of the Lord, Paramatma, it has been experienced that many yogis, such as Vishwamitra, fall down. But Bhakti yogis, once approaching the Supreme Personality of Godhead, never come back to this material world. As confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, Yad Gatva na Nivartante, Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, verse 6. Upon going, one never comes back. Tyaktva Deham Punar Janma Naiti, Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, verse 9. After giving up this body, he never comes back again to accept a material body. Nirvana does not finish the existence of the soul. The soul is ever existing. Therefore, nirvana means to end one's material existence, and to end material existence means to go back home, back to Godhead. Sometimes it is asked how the living entity falls down from the spiritual world to the material world. Here is the answer. Unless one is elevated to the Vaikuntha planets and is directly in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is prone to fall down, either from the impersonal Brahma realization or from an ecstatic trance of meditation. Another word in this verse, Bhagavad Bana, is very significant. Bana means arrow. The Bhakti Yoga system is just like an arrow aiming up to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Bhakti Yoga system never urges one toward the impersonal Brahman effulgence or to the point of Paramatma realization. This bana or arrow is so sharp and swift that it goes directly to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, penetrating the regions of impersonal Brahman and localized Paramatma. We must understand the Supreme Person, Tattvata, in truth. Generally, people are not interested in knowing about God or their relationship with Him. However, the entire Vedic instruction is for this purpose. First of all, we have to know God. Then we have to know our relationship with God. The next step is acting on the basis of that relationship. Krishna states that out of many millions of people, one may be interested in knowing the purpose of life. Human life is meant for this end. And if one does not come to this understanding, he is no better than an animal. We not only have to understand God and our relationship with Him, but also have to act in that relationship. In this way, we can perfect our lives. When one is a Siddha, one understands himself. That is, one understands Aham Brahmasmi. I am not this body. This is Brahman realization. The Brahma Bhuta platform, when one attains this stage, he becomes very happy. However, we must progress beyond this and come to the platform of Bhakti Yoga. On that platform, there is variety and anand, bliss. As stated previously, we are seeking spiritual variety, and if we do not enter the spiritual world, we will again fall down into the material atmosphere. The varieties of the spiritual world are mentioned in the Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, verse 29 and 30. Chintamani prakara sadmasu kalpa vriksha lakshavriteshu surabhil abhipadayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Satasam Brahma Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venum Kwanantam Aravinda Dalayataksam Barhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desires, in abodes built with spiritual gems and surrounded by millions of purpose trees. He is always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute, with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock's feather, with the figure of beauty, tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids. We should not consider Krishna's form to be imagined by some artist. He is described in the Vedas as Venum Kwanantam Aravinda Dalaya Taksham. Brahma Samhita chapter 5 verse 30. He plays a flute and his eyes are like the petals of a lotus flower. He wears a peacock feather and his complexion is very beautiful, like a dark cloud. He is so beautiful that he attracts many hundreds of thousands of cupids. Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham. These are descriptions of Govinda found in the Shastras. In the material world, we are simply chewing the chewed, throwing it away, picking it up, and then chewing it again. Spiritual variety is not like this. Spiritual variety is Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. It is constantly increasing. It is even greater than the ocean because the ocean does not increase. The shores of the ocean are set. They have certain limits. However, the ocean of bliss is constantly increasing. The more we enter into the spiritual bliss, the more we become joyful. The young people in the Hare Krishna movement chant the Hare Krishna mantra all the time. If this mantra were material, how long would they chant it? It is not possible to chant a material name for very long because the chanting would become hacken, hackneyed and very tiresome. No one could be satisfied simply by chanting Hare Krishna unless Hare Krishna itself were spiritual. We may chant Mr. John, Mr. John, Mr. John, but after an hour we will be fed up. However, the more we become spiritually advanced, the more bliss we will derive from chanting Hare Krishna. We can experience Ananda perfectly in the association of Krishna. We can associate with Krishna as a servant, a friend, a father, a mother, or a conjugal lover. There are five basic rasas: Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. In this material world, we experience the same rasas or relationships. We are related to someone as a father, a son, a lover, a beloved, a master, a servant, or whatever. These are perverted reflections of the relationship with Krishna found in the spiritual world. Today, in the material world, I may be relishing my love for my son, but tomorrow my son may be my greatest enemy. There is no eternity in this kind of love. Or if my son does not become an enemy, he may die. Today I may love some man or woman, but tomorrow we may break up. All of this is due to the defects of the material world. However, in the spiritual world, these relationships never break up. They simply increase and increase, and this is called perfection.
Okay, just possible. Anyone has any questions so far on these paragraphs? Because we are reading through the whole Prabhupada's discourse. So if you have any questions, always raise your hand or just speak up rather than raising the hand. Okay, please continue, Prabhuji.
Krishna is very fond of tending Survi cows, but the Mayavadis cannot understand this. They say, "What is this Krishna?" Even Lord Brahma was bewildered. He said, "How is it that this Krishna, this boy of Vrindavan, is being worshipped? He is called the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How is that?" Lord Indra was also bewildered. Therefore, if we do not wish to be bewildered, we have to understand Krishna in truth from Krishna himself or his bona fide representative. The activities of Krishna are not ordinary but divine. If we can understand this, we immediately become liberated. We need only understand the pastimes of Krishna with the gopis. These pastimes are not ordinary. In the material world, a young man wants to dance with many young girls, but Krishna's dancing with the gopis is different. Because people cannot understand Krishna, when they hear about Krishna's dancing with the gopis, they take this as some kind of concession and say, "Now let us dance with young girls." In this way, they go to hell. Therefore, we have to learn from the proper person about Krishna's activities. We should not immediately try to understand Krishna's dealing with the gopis, for they are very confidential. These dealings are given in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and this indicates that we have to understand Krishna as he is by first reading the preceding 9 cantos. When we have understood these 9 cantos, we have to go to the 10th. In this way, we can understand that Krishna's activities are not ordinary, but divine, and we can immediately become liberated. We may either hear about Krishna, chant his names, worship him, or offer prayers. In any case, we should work under the directions of our spiritual master, or Shri Krishna himself. For instance, Hanuman simply carried out Lord Ramchandra's order. Hanuman apparently had no education and he was not capable of teaching Vedanta, but he simply carried out the orders of Lord Ramchandra and attained perfection. Arjuna, on the other hand, took Krishna as his most intimate friend. Arjuna was not a Vedantist but a fighter, a warrior. He had no time to study Vedanta because he had to deal with war and politics. But still, he was the greatest devotee. People may say, oh, Arjun was not a Vedantist, nor even a Brahman or a sannyasi. How could Krishna accept him as a devotee? Nonetheless, in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 3, Krishna says that Arjuna is his very dear friend and his devotee. Bhakto si me sakha cheti. If one becomes a devotee, there is no material impediment. Actually, bhakti should be automatic and spontaneous. There should be no motive in serving Krishna. But even if there is a motive, service rendered unto Krishna is good. Even if one approaches Krishna with some ulterior motive, one is considered pious. For instance, Dhruv Maharaj initially worshipped Krishna with a motive, but after attaining perfection in devotional service, his ulterior motive vanished. When he actually saw Krishna, he said, I do not want anything from you. I don't want any benediction other than your service. After hearing about the many transcendental qualities of Krishna, if we somehow or other become attracted to Krishna consciousness, our lives will be successful. Tasmat kenapi upayena mana Krishne niveshayet. Somehow or other, we have to attach our minds to Krishna consciousness. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, chapter verse 32. Then Krishna will help us and give us intelligence from within. As he indicates in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, verse 10. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. This is actual Buddhi Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means Buddhi Yoga because one who is highly intelligent decides to take to Krishna consciousness. In this way, one can perfect his life by engaging in devotional service under the directions of the Shastras and the spiritual master. Devahuti understands this and is thus submitting to her son just as Arjuna submitted to Sri Krishna on the battlefield.
Please continue. Please continue. Anyone has any questions on this so far? If nobody has raised, we continue with our discussion. Okay? Yeah, please continue.
Text 13. Tad etanme vijanihi yataham man-
Sorry, Prabhuji, continue the verse, please. Thank you.
Tad etanme vijanihi yataham mandade hare sukham buddheya durbodham yosha bhavat anugrahat. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear son Kapil, after all, I am a woman. It is very difficult for me to understand the absolute truth because my intelligence is not very great. But if you will kindly explain it to me, even though I am not very intelligent, I can understand it and thereby feel transcendental happiness.
Okay, Prabhuji, just hold on, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Padma Prabhu, for your wonderful reading. Let us give some chance to opportunity to other devotees also. Is it okay? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Who would like to read? There was somebody who raised the voice. Om Prabhu, yes, please. You want to read?
Am I audible, Prabhuji? Purport by Srila
Yes,
Prabhupada,
please.
Srila Bhakti Jai. Knowledge of the absolute truth is not very easily understood by ordinary, less intelligent men. But if the spiritual master is kind enough to the disciple, however unintelligent he may be, then by the divine grace of the spiritual master, everything is revealed. Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur therefore says, Yasya prasadat, by the mercy of spiritual master, the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavad Prasada, is revealed. Devahuti requested her great son to be merciful toward her because she was a less intelligent woman and also his mother. By the grace of Kapil Dev, it was quite possible for her to understand the absolute, even though the subject matter is very difficult for ordinary persons, especially women. In this verse, Devahuti shows us the process for understanding transcendental subject matters. It is not by challenge, but by submission. The entire bhakti process is a process of submission. That is also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching. तरोरिव सहिष्णुना अमानेन मानदेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरि. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 17, verse 31. If one is interested in advancing in chanting Hare Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advises that one be humbler than the grass and more tolerant than the should not be very proud of his intelligence, but should give all respect to others. Can chant Hare Krishna offenselessly. Although Devahuti was the mother of Kapil Dev, she presented herself as a humble woman. It was not that she considered herself superior because she was his mother. We have to please the spiritual master by service. And the entire bhakti process depends on the attitude of service. The transcendental nature of Krishna is not possible to understand with our blunt material senses. Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes are all divine. Our present material senses have to be purified in the Lord's service. And our first engagement begins with the tongue. It is with the tongue that we can chant the transcendental names of the Lord. This is not very difficult, and this path is open to everyone, even women, Vaishyas and Shudras. After describing all of Kali Yuga, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 3, verse 51 states, काले दो काले दोष निधे राजन अस्ति है एक महान गुणः कीर्तनाद एव कृष्णस्य मुक्त संघ परम प्रजे. There is one special advantage about this age of Kali Yuga, and that is that people can attain liberation and return home back to Godhead simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Nameva Kevalam, Kalau Nasti, Eva Nasti, Eva Nasti, Eva Gatir Anyatha. Adi Leela, chapter 17, verse 21. Chant Hare Krishna, chant Hare Krishna. There is no other way at all in Kali Yuga. We should try to avoid the 10 of chanting the holy name. But anyone who chants Hare Krishna sincerely is purified. Cheto Darpana Marjana, Bhavamaha, Bhavamaha, Davagni Nirvaparam. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya, chapter 20, verse 12. Shikshastaka 1. This is the easiest process by which the mirror of the mind can be cleansed. If Krishna sees that someone is sincerely chanting Hare Krishna, he will help. He is within everyone, and he can understand whether one is sincere or not. Krishna helps a sincere devotee internally and externally. Internally, he helps as Paramatma by giving intelligence from within. Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. Externally, he helps as his representative, the spiritual master. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Guru Krishna Prasade, Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. By the grace of Krishna, one gets a bona fide Guru, and by the grace of the Guru, one gets Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 19, verse 151. Thus, the Shastras have given us a very easy way to appreciate our transcendental life, that is the Krishna consciousness movement. Devahuti has submissively accepted her son as her guru. She wants to understand Krishna perfectly. By the grace of Kapil Dev, it is very important to receive the causeless mercy of Krishna and the spiritual master. By Krishna's mercy, we receive a spiritual master, and by the spiritual master's mercy, we receive Krishna. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has greatly stressed the mercy of the Guru, and it is an actual fact that if we satisfy the Guru by our service, he will give us blessings. This is a very great opportunity, for the Guru is the confidential servant of Krishna. The Guru never claims that he is Krishna, although he is worshipped as Krishna. Sakshat Dharitvena Samsta Shastir Uktas Tatha Dhavyata Eva Sadvihi. All the Shastras describe the Guru as being on an equal basis with Krishna, or he is the representative of Krishna. Therefore, he is worshipped as Krishna. Being the most confidential servant of Krishna, the Guru is very dear to Krishna. Therefore, if he recommends someone to Krishna, Krishna accepts the person. The Guru is confidential servant of Krishna because he canvasses from door to door saying, please become Krishna conscious and surrender unto Krishna. Krishna tells Arjuna that such a person is very dear to him. The bona fide Guru tells people to surrender not unto him but unto Krishna. Thus, one has to surrender unto Krishna through the via media of the Guru, not directly. This is the process. The Guru does not accept respect from his disciple for his personal self, but conveys this respect to Krishna. If we cannot receive the mercy of the Guru, Krishna is very difficult to approach directly. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that knowledge of Krishna is received through the parampara, the disciplic succession. Evam parampara prapta. The Guru offers the same respect to his Guru, and his Guru offers respect to his. And so it goes all the way to Krishna. Thus, the mercy of Krishna comes down through the parampara system, and the respect offered to Krishna is offered up through the parampara system. One has to learn to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead in this way. Thus, if we want to approach God, we have to take shelter of the Guru. In the beginning, Devahuti is begging the mercy of Kapil Dev in order to understand the way to approach Krishna. She approaches him very humbly, saying, my dear Kapil, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but I am a woman and my intelligence is not very sharp. Nonetheless, I want to understand this sublime transcendental subjects from you. It is possible by your mercy. The process of approaching and understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead was also discussed between Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. First, Ramananda Rai explained the process in terms of Varnashrama Dharma. He said, first of all, that human life is meant for approaching Lord Vishnu through the rules and regulations governing Varnashrama Dharma. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied that it is very difficult in this age to execute the rules and regulations of Varnashrama Dharma. It is very difficult to be a Brahman in this age, and it is practically impossible to revive the old Varnashrama Dharma culture. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore said that this method is not very practical. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been called by Srila Rupa Goswami. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been called by Srila Rupa Goswami the most munificent avatara because he distributes love of Krishna free of charge. First of all, we cannot even understand Krishna. Therefore, there is no question of loving him. If we do not understand someone, how can we love him? The love is very far away. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so kind that he distributes Krishna Prema, love of Krishna, to whomever will take it. In his life, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tried for Krishna and showed how one should be mad after him. Yugya yugayitam nimeshena chakshusha rav ravash युगायितं निममेषेण चक्षुषा प्रवशायितं शुनयायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्द विरहेण मे. O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. Shikshashtaka 7, verse 7. Without Krishna, one should see everything as vacant. This is Radharani's frame of mind. But this is not possible for an ordinary living being. It was possible for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and few devotees, his immediate disciples like the 6 Goswamis, who were following in his footsteps. They worshipped Krishna in separation and sought Krishna everywhere. Prabhuji, should I sing it in Vachuvegam or
हे राधे व्रज देवी के चललिते हे नंद सुनो कुतः श्री गोवर्धन कल्प पाद पतले कालिंदी वने कुतः घोषन्ताविति सर्वतो व्रजपुरे खेदे महाविह्वलन् विह्वलौ वन्दे रूप सनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालकौ. Yes, please continue. Thank you.
I offer my respectful obeisances to the six Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Gopal Bhatt Goswami, who were chanting very loudly everywhere in Vrindavan, shouting, Queen of Vrindavan, Radharani, O Lalita, O son of Nanda Maharaj, where are you all now? Are you just on the hill of Govardhan, or are you under the trees on the bank of the Yamuna? Where are you? These were their moves in executing Krishna functions. Sat Goswami Ashtaka was 8. The Goswamis never said, We have seen Krishna. This is the recommended process. Worship is Krishna. We should awaken our lost Krishna consciousness in this way and become mad after Krishna in our separation from him. This is called Krishna Prema, and this love was disputed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We should not try to understand Krishna by a small knowledge. Since we are imperfect, how can we speculate on Krishna? There are many people like Jnanis and Theosophists who try to understand the absolute truth by speculation, but this is not possible. अथापि अथापि ते देव अथापि ते
Begum.
देव अथापि ते देव पदं भूजत्वय प्रसाद दिशान् अथापि ते देव पदं भूजत्वय प्रसाद लिशान् कृत प्रसाद लिशानुकृत एव हि ज्ञाति तत्त्वं भगवान् महिम्नो नाचन्य एको अपि क्षीरं कृष्णेवन्. My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate in order to understand the supreme personality of Godhead are unable to know you. Even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years, Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 14, verse 29. Even if one speculates for many years, he cannot understand Krishna. One has to receive the mercy of Krishna through the spiritual master. And this is the path recommended by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sthane sthita shruti gatha tanuvan manobhihi. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 14, verse 3. Another name for Krishna is Ajita. No one can conquer Krishna, but Krishna can be conquered by his devotee. One should be submissive and say, Krishna, I am very poor. I have no means to understand you. I have no means to understand you. Please be merciful upon me. Please allow me to understand you and surrender. This is wanted. Krishna is very merciful, and when he sees that someone has surrendered, he will help from within.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you very much, Om Prabhu. Can you stop the screen share, please? Thank you very much. Okay, Hare Krishna. So I wanted to us to have this Prabhupada discussion to complete. We're a little over time. So I wanted to say a few points, just that Krishna Bhakti is not that simple. Going back to Godhead is not that simple. We make it very simple. It is not that simple. It is very clearly mentioned that a person has to go door to door knocking, making devotees. Please come, please come. And that person, so you're teaching Krishna consciousness? Are you Guru? Said no, he doesn't claim to be any. Because Krishna Bhakti, Prabhupada never claimed himself to be any personality at all, although he was the one who started things. So it is very difficult for anyone to claim to be like this. Remember this very importantly. It is very, very imperative as Kali Yuga progresses that although the process has become very, very simple, has been very simplified, even the simple process is going to become very difficult. Even this, the beautiful verse that was written, glorifying over 6 Goswamis worshipping Radha and Krishna, and uh, Krishna's parents, Nanda Maharaj, Mother Yashoda. There are also big sampradayas in existing today in Vrindavan who don't accept this. They just accept Radha Krishna, that's it. And if you listen to them, I'm not saying they are wrong or they are sampradaya, that is not beyond my capacity. If you listen to them, they're all everywhere on YouTube. You won't even know this, the difference. You won't pick up. It's not possible. There are others who say, no, what you are teaching is a sampradaya. It is not Gaudiya Vaishnavism. That's another different part. This particular whole chapter, Prabhupada emphasizes upon this point. The emphasis upon understanding Krishna through a pure devotee is termed as a Guru, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not that easy to understand Him. It is not easy to understand Him. Okay? So that is the reason why today we have got the books of Srila Prabhupada to teach us. And He has the capacity to hold our hand and take us from zero level to the highest level. And we have to really understand Him with proper serious study. Yeah. Chirodarpana marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvaparam. Shreya eva chandrika taranam vidyavuri jivanam. Anandam buddhi vardhanam. So this chanting of the holy name is the only means of clearing all our misgivings of this material. Chirodarpana marjanam cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, repeated birth and death. The Sankirtan movement is a prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It includes the ocean of transcendental bliss. But the thing is this, even after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's disappearance itself, things started to fall apart for a long, long time. His teachings were also distorted. There is no straight line, as you can understand. It's not that simple. The gopis' prem of Krishna, the love the bafflement which Lord Brahma had seeing Krishna with his cowherd boyfriends, these are well documented. Lord Indra being baffled by Krishna is again very well documented. Krishna being the Supreme Personality of Godhead is also well documented. But still people rejected Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is something to be understood. in his presence. Today we are trying to worship Krishna when physically he has left earth. Of course, we know he has never left earth. But when he was physically present, even at that time, people did not recognize him. How wonderful is that? In fact, people imitated him and say, "You are not this, I am Krishna." Vasudev. As per scriptures, they knew as per scriptures is Vasudev. They said, "But you are claiming Vasudev." No, I am Vasudev. That's what they are saying. It's a very complicated situation. Love for Krishna is every jiva's birthright. He is born to love Krishna. We are born to love Krishna, according to Krishna, correct? How can there be any impediment then? The impediment is only we are creating ourselves. And ultimately, it is us with our own clear understanding and love that Krishna will see and reciprocate through Radharani. You must understand these concepts very, very clearly. Knowledge is given by the Guru. Without knowledge, we have no Krishna. A Guru comes searching for you. Who are in the material. You know, Prabhupada writes here, goes door knocking. And the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the only process in this age of Kali where followers Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who recommends this. There will be many, many followers of Mahaprabhu who would say something different, something else too. Okay? So that is the reason now I make you read yourself. What we are studying, you're studying. Simple as that. Use your intelligence. Okay? We are well beyond the time. I wanted to speak a bit more, but I would like to pause and take any questions before we conclude today. Although we are ahead of about the time, but I'm happy to take any questions or any realizations if any one of you have. Because you allowed Prabhupada to speak completely today. No? Anyone who has anything to say or any question, please feel free. Digest some things. I'll give you 10 more seconds if you want to think about it or see anything. Please feel free. Okay. So remember, this particular chapter we have invested a lot of time. Yeah, I've spoken about few things so many times in Guru Tattva. Yeah, 2-3 times. And today I wanted to give the whole time to finish up reading the whole chapter. Okay, it's part of the whole process. Please understand the whole process, read in complete totality. All information is given. Prabhupada has given the whole thing directly. Okay. But at any point in time, use your own discrimination. You cannot blame anybody else if you take wrong decision. All right. That's why we keep everything very open. We're not bound anybody. A religion bounds you. So we had all these discussions about religion, non-religion, all these points came. We don't burn anybody. We are on another quest of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Yep. I'll wait for 10 more seconds before we complete today. Conclude today.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the class.
Yes. Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
I read a post in the group, and the post I can very well relate to the class. And today we study how to do service unto Krishna, how to understand Krishna. You said bhakti is not very simple. And in the post it was mentioned about what Krishna is. He does not have a body, yet he do something. He does not have any work to do. He's beyond the all planetary system. Yet he is in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And in the last, a line was there. This is again going that although he is above all the regulation of the revealed scriptures, he does not do anything that violates the revealed scriptures. That line I like most. Like if we understand deeply and study seriously, then we'll realize that anything that is mentioned in the scripture is perfect. We are just not perfect that we cannot understand it properly, and we make mental speculations to understand. Oh, Krishna is doing this, doing that. We cannot understand it. It's our incompetence. But everything is perfect. Like he does not violates anything. The line I like very much.
Yes, that's right. And that's why we require somebody who understands it better, like Prabhupada has written the books, so we can read it, understand it, and follow the proper process. Very nice. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Anybody else is inspired to say anything after hearing Deepak Prabhu? Usually that happens, when person speaks, everybody wants to speak. Okay, 10 more seconds. Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, Jai Shila Gurudev ki Jai. Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shinitai Gaurchandra Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Bhagavad Gita Dev ki Jai. Granth Sahib Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Okay, whose turn is it to sing? Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us today.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it's my turn Prabhuji.
माधव जी का टर्न है प्रभु जी, माधव जी का टर्न है जी। माधव प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्णा। माधव प्रभु जी, कैसे हैं आप?
मैं ठीक हूँ Prabhuji.
आपके पास भी स्मार्टफोन है? हाँ कि नहीं है?
He got the iPad probably from school.
From the school?
For the school. For the school.
Not from you, huh?
No, from us, but for the school. In the
Oh,
school,
from you for the school. From school you're saying? You're giving
no,
iPad.
for the school.
Oh, iPad. My pad. Okay. Very good. Please start, Prabhuji. Very nice thing. Okay, we'll follow you. 1, 2, 3, start.
Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
And today for you we will sing.
If our room is dirty,
Our room is clean.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
so are we.
And if we are dirty,
If we are dirty,
we're not happy.
we're not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted time
Because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best use your time
So best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you are in your prime.
And your whole life
And your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
then there's nothing wrong.
then there is nothing wrong.
But if your health is gone,
If your health is gone,
that's a different song.
that's a different song.
If your character dies,
If your character dies,
then the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior,
On saintly behavior,
that humanity thrive.
that humanity thrive.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
So always remember Krishna,
must always remember Krishna
and never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this? There's so many things to do.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
And that is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question,
And here's the greatest clue.
and here is the greatest clue.
You must learn to act so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely
So listen very closely
and make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
If something's used tomorrow,
If something's due tomorrow,
finish it today.
finish it today.
Whatever is used today,
Whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
Your friends might be lazy,
Your friends might be lazy
or doing bad things,
or doing bad things,
but you think again,
but you think again,
don't follow them,
don't follow them,
and you'll win in the end.
and you will win in the end.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we're given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You'll learn to look this way, you'll see Krishna every way.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
When our time is up, he'll take a step above. We'll sing and dance to him with a heart full of love.
When our time is up, he'll take us up above. We sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
To chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame is the only way this world will never become sane.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his name. The only way this world will ever become sane.
Now please ask this greatest question
Now please ask this greatest question
and find this greatest clue.
and find this greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna
You can only remember Krishna
if Krishna remembers you.
if Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah.
जय धन्य श्री महाविष्णु गोस्वामी महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय, जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्री निताई गौर चंद्र प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Namo Vishwavadaya Krishna Bhutale Shrimati Mahavishnu Swami Namini. Namo Vishwavadaya Krishna Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini. Namo Saraswati Devi Govani Pasayani Vishesha Swami. So Hare Krishna, Krishna willing, we'll see you next week, same place, same time. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Let's
Hare
see.
Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Ram,
Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.